announced him and his longtime partner, Emily Forsberg, is expecting a new baby this winter. Every baby's new. Alright folks, we're the Ridge Runners and we're back and better than ever with a new edition of the Weekly Rundown, where we talk about all things trail and ultra running from Southeast Ohio and all things running from the East Coast. I'm your host, the faster host, Michael Owen.
And I'm your better host, Wesley Harden. This week we're coming to you from the OVRC studio with the results from the Columbus Marathon, Laz's Big Dog's Backyard Ultra, the Door County Fall 50, the Uwharrie 100 miler and 100K. We'll also highlight the happenings from the world of Strava and all the other running news from the area. But first a look at the Barte Streak.
Yes, Paul Barte did indeed extend his weekly half marathon distance streak to 411 weeks with his 13.42 mile run on Monday. Same old from Mr. Barte. I wonder if he'll pick a different day of the week next week.
Maybe a Wednesday? I feel like mixing it up a little. Wednesday, Thursday action.
Really crazy would be a Sunday. Whew. Alright, enough of Barte, on to race results. It was a big day at the Nationwide Children's Hospital Columbus Marathon this past weekend, with 18,000 runners taking part in the full and half marathon distances. Taking first place overall for the marathon was Elijah Rugut in 2:22:46. Second place and former winner of the marathon, Ohioan Josh Ordway, in 2:23:32. Brent Martin was third in 2:24:19. One of the most impressive storylines from the Columbus Marathon was from the top four women, each qualifying for the Olympic trials by besting 2 hours and 45 minutes. Pretty fast.
Moving.
Christina Murphy was top of those four with a time of 2:40:43. Ann Flower, also a former winner, was second in 2:42:22, and Emma McCarron was third in 2:43:18. And Sarah Beal, fourth of these women, came in just 8 seconds behind me and was elated to achieve her goal. As a fellow Shawnee State Bear, I am really excited about Sarah qualifying for the trials and the biggest running achievement by any former Shawnee State runner. And this completely solidifies Sarah as being the greatest of all time in Shawnee State running history. Wow, the GOAT. Way to go, Sarah. Very impressive. And I'm sure everyone is anxiously awaiting results from the bet I had with the four former OU cross-country runners. Well, I lost, and I lost badly. Brad Miller, James Fox, Cody Wolf, and Adam Wise were all making their marathon debut. While I was feeling very confident, they all had a stellar debut. Brad pulled away from me around mile 15, and while I thought I was safe from the other three, James and Cody came flying by me at mile 25, and I couldn't respond. After they passed, I saw them give each other a fist pump. It was very mean. Then with half a mile to go, I felt a hard slap on the rear, and it was Mr. Wise moving by. Embarrassingly enough for me, when he slapped my butt, my left hamstring seized up and had to stop running for a second. When it rains, it pours. After the race, they held me to my end of the bargain, and I bought their first round of beer. But congrats to them. Good job, guys.
And congrats to everyone who ran the Columbus Marathon. There were 49 runners from the city of Athens in the results and a dozen more locally. One of those local runners was Crystal Miller of Marietta with an impressive 13-minute PR of 3 hours, 20 minutes, and 40 seconds. In addition, thanks to everyone who participated in Michael's prediction time contest. The winner was, drumroll please, me! I predicted Michael to run 2:44:01 and was only off by 14 seconds.
Good job.
Best of luck next time, Ridge Runner Nation.
But if we take you out of the results, Tim Sykes guessed closest with a guess of 2:42:38. Tim also added in his comment that he's getting a little old and washed up. Well, you're right on that note, Tim, but there is a reason they call you Old Man Sykes. Here's your air high five.
And mine. The Big Dog's Backyard Ultra started on Saturday morning and is still taking place at the time of the recording. If you aren't familiar with the Backyard Ultra, you should be. Started by Gary Cantrell, aka Lazarus Lake, aka Laz, the founder of the infamous Barkley Marathons, the Backyard Ultra is a last man standing style race where only one person can win. The rest of the runners are considered DNF.
So cool.
Laz himself states it's a really simple concept, devastatingly simple and simply devastating.
Poetic.
Runners start by running a 4.1666667 mile trail and must finish the loop in an hour. For every minute they finish under that hour, that is how much time they get to recover / get aid from their crew. Runners must be back on the starting mat to begin their next loop at the start of the next hour. After running 12 hours, the course changes to a road out and back course of the same distance. In the morning, it transitions back to the trail loop and keeps switching back and forth until we have a winner. Once a runner is unable to finish a loop, they are eliminated. In addition, runners are allowed to drop at any point. Laz states, this is a race to the death. At the time of the recording, Monday night, Courtney Dauwalter, Johan Steen, and Gavin Woody are the last three standing, and they just entered hour 60 and have now elapsed over 245 miles. Wowzers!
Crazy.
We'll update the last man or woman standing next week.
At the Uwharrie 100 in North Carolina, we saw Rich Riopel win in a time of 23 hours, 31 minutes. Daisy Wheel won the women's race with a time of 26 hours, 43 minutes. In the 100K Virgin, it was a frat chat couple taking podium spots once again, just a month after running the Blood Rock 100. Adrian took the women's win with a time of 14 hours, 52 minutes, and Matt was right there with her, the third place male. Aaron Sack was the overall winner in 12 hours, 19 minutes.
And for an Ohio Ultra, the Broken Toe 50K took place this weekend. Ouch, check your feet.
Yeah.
Tyler Frazier won outright with a time of 5 hours and 2 minutes, while Jessica Lee took the top female spot with 6 hours and 8 minutes.
And now for the rant of the week. A developing story has been taking place on my Strava of all places. After my Columbus Marathon race, Jacob Coleman took to the comment section on Strava and wrote, and I quote, "How much vegetarian do you think the 17 people who passed you on the last 10K do? Must be a lot considering how much mentally stronger they were. Wow, shots fired." This comment was in reference to my style of training where I ridgeteer up and down steep forest hills, and my urging of him to do so while he trains for the Shawnee 50. And I was coaching him actually. Jacob claimed that he would get injured by doing those hard hill workouts, and then he decided to stick to the bike path and the track as he trained for the Shawnee 50. Jacob later wrote in reference to the Columbus Marathon that you could have ran the race, but you chose to and blew up. I will make fun of you accordingly, end quotes. Did I blow up? Really? I mean, I realize a few 7+ minute miles at the end after being near 6-minute pace for the first 22 miles does look bad, but I think Jacob missed the point of what I do. I mean, if you remember, I did run the Grindstone 100 just 2 weeks prior, and it's not like I was training for this race for the past 5 months expecting to PR and set records. It was way more of a personal challenge with a little fun bet mixed in to test out how I would do under those situations. I know we do a lot of trash talking here, all in good fun, but Jacob, your comment seemed a little more serious and personal. Next time, choose your words more carefully, or make it seem more apparent that you are joking. End rant. Now for our Strava rundown, where each week we highlight all the interesting activities and achievements from runners all across the East Coast. If you want to get noticed on the rundown, join the Ridge Runners on Strava by visiting the link below. What are you doing, Wesley?
Dance move of the week.
All right. Yeah.
Ethan Sleeman decided to hit the trails on Friday night and running the 50K distance. He said it was a fun afternoon of running and it was good to see most of Athens in just one push.
Cool.
Ethan claimed that his watch died though, thus causing him to miss out on the final 3 miles.
So he did 28 miles because it wasn't all on Strava.
Correct.
Okay, a bit of did that really happen news. Wesley, please tell us what happened at the Columbus Marathon.
Well, my brother and I missed the start.
What do you mean you missed the start?
My phone died and my brother accidentally turned off his alarm.
Oh my goodness, this reminds me of a Jerry Seinfeld episode. So did you guys just go to start late, or did you just not show up at all?
No, we didn't wake up until an hour after the start.
8:30? You didn't wake up till 8:30 on Sunday? Oh my goodness. Do you realize that you guys paid $130 to do this thing and you just blew it off?
Yeah, basically.
Millennials just totally throwing money up in the air.
It's ridiculous. And after DNFing and DNSing my last 2 races, it looks like I'll have to make some adjustments if I'm gonna put a bib on again in 2018.
Yeah, it's not much time left, but we'll find out in a couple weeks at the Shawnee 50, right?
Possibly, that's looking like the plan, but we'll see.
Yeah, could be 0-for-3 with that race thing you're doing. However, I did notice on Strava that you and your brother got a marathon in later that day, so pretty impressive, but it still doesn't hide the fact that you missed the Columbus Marathon because it's a completely different route.
Rachel Robinson had a very impressive speed workout earlier this week. She ran 5 by a mile with a warm-up and a cool down. During the workout, she was able to run around 7:15 miles, and she got the last mile down to 6:58. She also had a lot of her best efforts in a few impressive segments along the way. Well done, Rachel.
Impressive workout. And a bit of worldwide ultra and trail running news from this past week. It looks like Kilian Jornet, arguably the greatest ultra and mountain endurance athlete in history,
The GOAT.
definitely, announced him and his longtime partner, Emily Forsberg, is expecting a baby this winter. Emily is one of the best mountain endurance athletes in the world as well, so it's surmised that this child would be born with a VO2 max score of 97. Do you agree, Sage? Congrats, Killian and Emily. The Trail Running Film Fest tour made its way to Athens this past Thursday night with a slate of films centered around trail and ultra running. Wesley and I were both in attendance, along with around 80 other local trail enthusiasts to enjoy an evening of socializing, films, and great giveaways from the likes of OVRC, SEOTR, and Rain Shadow Running.
It was awesome to see everyone there.
It was a great time.
And with that, thanks for tuning into this week's Rundown from the Ridge Runners. Be sure to check back next week. We'll deliver news on Run with the Scissors 50 miler. Sounds a little dangerous. Stone Steps 50K, Tecumseh trail races, and more. If you have anything exciting to share, drop us a line either Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. In addition, subscribe to our channel and hit the bell below, and you'll be notified every single time we release a video. You can also now find us in podcast form on Apple iTunes and Google Play. I'm your host, the better host, Wesley Harton.
And I'm your host, the one that shows up, the faster host, Michael Owen.
And we'll see you next week on the Weekly Rundown.